Good morning, everyone. Beautiful day. Thanks for joining us today. This is our first emergency preparedness meeting, and my name is Ronnie Shemelski. I'm your emergency preparedness coordinator. And Karen Keith is our street captain's communications coordinator. And we're both working together to share some information with you today on what and how to prepare your homes for hurricane season. Our purpose is to inform and help residents prepare, I just said that, for hurricane season and severe storm weather. It may seem early, but it's not, because June 1st is the very beginning of hurricane season. Last month we had high winds, and several of our residents suffered some damage to their home. So it's never too early to begin preparing and to make sure your home is safe. Most of our winter guests leave us early in April, and we want everyone to prepare their homes, especially if you're not going to be here for the hurricane season. If you leave before summer, there's not much for you to do, and Karen Keith will get into more detail about the steps of things that you need to do to prepare your home. We have homeowners that may not be aware of their role in getting hurricane ready before they depart for the season. If you do not prepare your home, we cannot go in on your property to remove items that are detrimental to your home and to other people's homes in the neighborhood. Things just fly all over the place, so you really need to get ready for that. We do have street captains that monitor our streets, and one of their roles is to meet with residents before a potential hurricane or threat, if they plan to remain in their homes or shelter in the clubhouse. They do much more, and Karen will talk to you a little bit about their role as well. But we were lucky last year. We did not have any hurricanes. We had a couple storms, but nothing detrimental like a hurricane, and we were very lucky. But we cannot rely on luck this year. Our team has put together packets for our residents with instructions on how to prepare your home. It's simple, and wherever Karen is, she's going to come up here and share information with you. Where is she? Okay. On what your packet is and what you need to do with it. All right, Karen, I'm done.
Good morning. I'm glad to see everybody here this morning. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, Saddlebag residents. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, all the people doing the donuts and the street captain volunteers. You will notice the street captain volunteers because we all get to wear these fashionable vests, okay? Very nice. Hey, I've had people join just to get this vest. So, what I'm going to talk to you about today is just the role of the emergency preparedness. It's emergency/hurricane preparedness. Okay, in the summertime, starts June 1st, everybody that's here, all eyes kind of go to the Weather Channel, to see if the hurricanes are coming. As a street captain, we have meetings, and then we will go through like my street is still Ginger Quill. Even though I'm the coordinator over the captains, I am still a street captain. So I go around Ginger Quill and I just make sure everything's picked up, and there's nothing that's going to fly around and hit other people's houses, not just your house. So that's what the street captains do. Very important part of the park. But what we're asking you to do before you leave, because many of you will leave for the season, is to prepare your own homes. Please do not rely on the street captains or your neighbors to do things for you after you leave. It's not their responsibility to pick up your things. The committee works very hard for our residents to make sure everything is safe, everybody is safe during the bad weather. We put together this workshop because we realize there are a lot of new owners in the park. There's a lot of people that do go north and maybe not be aware of what goes on here during the summer. You know, there's more to just getting in the car and driving north. You want to make sure your home is prepared. So we put together a little packet, and in your packet there's going to be a letter. And it just says what you should do before you leave. And the first one is to make sure all the dead branches from your trees and shrubs are removed. Okay? After the hurricane, there's so much debris. And a lot of it is old dead debris that could have been cut out before the hurricane. Don't wait for the hurricane to trim your trees. You know, the hurricane will trim your tree. Hopefully it doesn't land on your neighbor's house. And so that's one thing that I always say, always make sure that nothing's touching the house, nothing's hanging over. If it's dead, take it down. Okay, next you want to put away all your pots, your lawn decor. Wind chimes are a big one. Any ornamental art, bird baths, any decorations on your house. People will leave with the metal art, which looks really nice on your house. If it's not screwed on there, it will fly off and into your neighbor's house probably. So I always say those pots that everybody puts out during the winter to make sure, you know, that everybody's plants the annuals and everything, and then they just leave them. Well, number one, the plants will die right after you leave, so you might as well just go ahead and put that pot in your shed because it will fly around. Okay, I'm telling you, I've been here. This will be my 10th hurricane season, and I mean, even in just regular storms, the things do fly around in the yard. You want to bring in your patio furniture. If you cannot bring in the patio furniture, then you need to secure it to a tree. I know it sounds funny, but people will take rope and they tie it through the furniture and they tie them to a sturdy tree because the patio furniture will fly around. Cushions will be flying all over. Golf cart covers, there's tons of them laying around all over. So you want to make sure that all of that, anything that can blow around, any of your little ornaments, your little frogs, your little turtles, anything like that, all needs to be picked up and put away. Your patio furniture, if it's in a porch, like a screen porch, you may want to lie it down because it can fly around in your porch and rip your screens. I've seen that happen too. So, grills, watering hoses, and hose reels should be secured. Boats should be taken out of the water and tied down securely. Don't just leave them lay up on the bank because they will fly around too, especially the smaller boats. Golf carts should be put away or secured. They will, could roll. And like I said, if you don't cover it or if you just have a roof cover, it's going to be gone. The wind will shred your golf cart cover if you just have it, one of the cheaper ones. Just so you know, when you come back, you probably will not have a cover. Same with cars. Close your storm shutters if you have them. Some houses have them, but for some reason they choose to leave them up when they leave. If you have them, put them down. Make sure your stump lid is tied down and attached. In your packet, you will have a white tag. Sandy, can you hold it up? Hold up your white tag. You'll have a white tag like that. You will also have these pieces of paper, these little strips of paper. What we have found that the white tags disintegrate in the summer sun. So we did have a few white tags left, so we put them in the packet. But if you take this, and I'm going to explain to you, or Steve's going to explain to you what you're going to do with this and what this signifies. This does mean something. So before you leave, you will need to tie your stump lid down. Don't wait for your neighbor to do it. If you have trash still in there, maybe you can put it in your neighbor's can before you leave. But don't rely on somebody else to tie your stump down. And the stump lids are famous for flying saucers. Okay, they come right off, And if you, right now, don't have a stump lid, you need to tell the office, because some residents do not have the stump lids. But Steve's going to come up here. You want to come up here, Steve? Steve has been so nice at going around and putting the eye bolts in people's...
Well, a couple of years ago, the board approved and the residents voted on it to go with a stainless steel eye bolt on the stumps. Oh, I'm not loud enough? Oh, sorry. A couple of years ago, the board authorized putting stainless steel eye bolts on all of the stumps. The park actually owns those stumps, and they wanted a uniform way of closing the stumps, and also so that we could put emergency information on this eye bolt. And so I've been going around. I haven't done it in a while. I got about half of the park done before storm season last year. I will have the rest of the park. If you don't have one of these eye bolts, you will be having one before storm season. So, the deal about trashing your stump and then tying your stump shut, there's a lot of people that did that last year. And I come by to put the eye bolt in, and I have to clip or whatever and open the lid, and here's all this rotten garbage. Nasty. I thought about just leaving it for you guys when you came back, but I didn't. I took care of it because I didn't want to work there. But anyway, I'm mounting this eye bolt 5 inches below the stump lid. The stump lid has a hole in it. This is a 15-inch wire tie. It will go through the hole on the stump, and since this isn't mounted to anything, I can illustrate easily. The eye bolt will be coming out of the stump. This will go around the eye bolt like this and tie your lid down. Then this little piece of ribbon, and this is going to signify that you're gone. Now, all of us are going to know that you're gone. The street captains are going to know that you're gone. But this is in case we have a terrible hurricane and there's a lot of damage, and when the emergency personnel people come in from Polk County, they want a way to know what house has got somebody in it or the house is vacant. Because if they come by one of these and it's got a white tag on it and your house is destroyed, I'm sorry, they know you're not here. They don't have to look for you. They don't have to try and find you and your pets. If you're here, you're going to have a blue one. Now they're going to need to know, we got to find these people. They're not answering the door's gone. You know, where are they? Where did they seek shelter? So this is going to be very important. I apologize I don't have the whole park done. I've got it down to where it takes me 6 minutes to install one of these, resecure the lid. I have fixed some lids that were broke when I found them, so I make sure they're secure when I leave. But I'm down to 6 minutes. I got about 380 left to go, so do the math.
Thank you, Steve. And I will say, I felt really bad when I drove by in my air-conditioned car and Steve was working. And it was very, very, very hot. So anyway, thank you, Steve. So that's what that's for. That's what these little white tags are for, or the vinyl flagging tape, I guess it's called. The ribbon. So you all also notice that you have a tag, a white tag. The white tags you can use, but these will hold up better, okay? And the white tags you can use more like if you come and go. If you use the top hole, you can take it back off. We have a lot of residents that come and go during the season. We have people that, we go through, the street captains will go through, and they'll mark everybody as gone. 2 weeks later, they come back, they rip off the tag, or they rip off the ribbon, they throw it on the ground, and they're here for 2 weeks, and then they leave. So then the street captain has to go back, reattach the ribbon, and sometimes it's multiple times. So that's why we're trying to educate people what this is. What is that new thing sticking off of my stump? Who put that there? Okay, so now you know it's all part of the hurricane or emergency preparedness team, just to keep everybody safe. Okay, so the full-time residents that are here during the season, they will do all of this as well, but they will do it when the storm, when, like, most of the people that are here will not do it right now. They'll do it when the storm's coming, if they're here. I mean, if they're staying here. But if you leave, you need to do this. If you're a full-time resident, you need to do this when the storm is coming, preferably a week out, which they tell us. So just remember, it's your responsibility to prepare your home. Do not rely on your neighbors. Do not rely on the street captains. You should have someone willing to check your home after the storm passes. The street captains will be very busy making sure the residents that are here are safe. Okay, that's our number one priority. The last hurricane, we had a lot of calls. Well, the lines were down for a couple days. We lost power. But the office was inundated with calls. I need somebody to check on my house. It would be a lot better if you set up somebody to look at your house. You can call your street captain if you absolutely have to, but more than likely your street captain is going to call you if your house is damaged very badly. And I'm not talking a little piece of skirting off or things like that. We're more concerned with people's lives rather than the property. So it might take a couple days for, no news is good news, put it that way, okay? We do have the sign-up sheets. If you did not sign the sign-up sheet, you need to. Pam, Linda, Liz, and Penny are all doing them. They're all street captains, and thank you very much. We have Bob and Barb. Wait, Mike, what's your name? No. Bill, that's Bill. Okay, no. That's a little joke. Bob came up to me after we decorated Bob Lapsley here, just pointing you out. Came up after we decorated, and he put his hands, he says, "Diane, you do such a good job decorating." And I said, "Thanks, Bill." So anyway, we will be holding another meeting for next month on March 11th. If you know of anybody that couldn't attend today that maybe should have, if they're leaving, they really need to get one of these packets, okay, so that they know what's going on. They know they need to tie their stump down. They know they need to put their pots away and secure their property before they leave. Don't count on somebody else to do it. So is there any questions? We have the microphone up here if you want to come stand. Yeah, because we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
This may be a question that I need to ask the front office rather than at this meeting. I have an arrangement with Nacho, one of our field crew. I have a contract with them every summer when I leave. Besides doing my grass cutting and all that, there is a key in the front office to the, to the front door. I have left instructions for Nacho if there's an emergency. He can access, he has permission from me to get that key, go into the house, and whatever needs to be done,
Okay.
he can do it. I mean, because I was a little bit concerned when you said nobody was allowed inside a house. Well, that's a separate contract between me and
If you've given
Nacho.
permission, they can,
Okay.
yeah. Yes, if they've given permission, because when I say have somebody check on your house, you're giving that person permission to check your house. If you want to give them a key, they can go in. I do want to talk to you about the Nacho one, though. Our maintenance workers are very, very, very busy in the park because they have to get ready for the storm. I mean, the work that they do is amazing, and I would like to say, give them a hand because, he does it on. I'm sure, but I'm just saying it might take him a few days to get there because. The clubhouse is set up with all the pool chairs for people that want to shelter during the hurricane. It's a huge process. We have shelters set up in here, in the bathhouses, pool hall. I mean, and we do have people, and that's part of what the street captains do is they go through and they figure out who's going where, who's doing what, who's gone, and if you can do this before you leave, then they know you're gone. They don't have to mess with that property. So that's part of the reason, and then we get a count on how many people should be in the clubhouse, how many people should be in Memorial Hall, how many people should be in the bathhouses, just so that all the people are accounted for. That's all we're asking. We're not an invasion of privacy. We just want to make sure you're safe. So, go ahead, Terry.
Good morning. I have two questions. First of all, for people that do leave things out, I know that you can't go onto their properties and move them around. But do they get feedback about, not after the hurricane, but in the lead up or even throughout the summer, if it looks like the place is shut up until the fall? Like, do they get specific feedback like, these lawn ornaments are out, or?
They're supposed to, but what we have found, and this is sad, the people that leave this stuff out really don't care. Okay, those are the people that take care of their properties like they're supposed to, that do the things that they're supposed to. Those are the people that deserve the kudos, because the people that just get in their car and leave, this workshop, the office calling, it's not really going to do a whole lot of good. So if I can reach the people that do care, because there's only a handful of people that don't. And don't you agree?
Yes, but one of the things that our role is going to be as well is if we see stuff laying out and there's nobody there, we are going to ask the office to give them feedback about finding somebody to put their stuff away so that we don't have to worry about it during that inclement weather. So the street captains do so much more, but their primary role is when we have a storm, they are there to make sure our residents are safe. But we want to make sure that if there's a white tag out and we see stuff that should be put away and there's nobody there, we can notify the office. Now, all the street captains consolidate all that information, and then they provide it to me, and then I put a report together, and then I can work with the office on some of those things, because they will write down and document people who have left things out. So that's one way we can try to eliminate it, but you just never know if they're going to do anything. It's kind of like speeding. We can't give a ticket, but we can say, you're going 20 miles an hour down the road, or 25, you need to slow down. They get a piece of paper and it's like, yeah, okay. It's kind of,
Okay.
working to make this a better process for everyone.
And if your neighbor has all that stuff out, I mean, I've not been above going, oh, you're going to put that away, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times, you guys have more control over the person that doesn't want to put the stuff away, Yeah, Alan, when he moved in and he was decorating, I said, well, you are going to put all that stuff away when you leave, aren't you?
My second question is more to you on the garden club, and maybe to Linda too. It's around the issue this year. I think there are going to be a lot more dead branches because of the cold snap.
Exactly.
And I think we've been told, well, particularly with palm trees, to wait a little bit and see if they're going to come back. But with your garden club expertise, will they when will they start showing if they're going to come
Within
back?
the next couple of weeks. The growing season really doesn't get going until probably the middle of March. And that's what I'm hoping. I have seen no signs of life on mine yet, but I'm still hopeful. And we have another cold snap, so don't cut anything back yet. And some of them will fall off themselves, the palm trees. And now the oaks are fine. I mean, you're going to know.
But if it came to late March, early April, and they weren't showing recovery, then probably...
Then they would probably need to be cut.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, but I would wait until, I know some people don't leave until April, the first part of April, where you're going to know by then, so.
You mentioned about flags, taking your flags in. How about, they need to take their flag poles down?
Yes, flag
We
poles.
were, 14
No.
years we left them.
No, not the flag poles, the flagets.
No,
Like the little
what I'm
garden
saying
flag.
is they need to take the
Oh.
flagpole down.
Yeah,
We
okay.
left ours up for like, I mean, we took it down every year
Mm-hmm.
for like 14 years. And then my husband said, this is crazy. I'm leaving it up. There was a hurricane, it snapped it in two and hit the car.
Hit the
that was
car,
in the
yeah.
driveway.
Yeah. I've seen one down on the trail that blew over in the last storm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they were bent like this. Yeah. So they do. If you can take them down, you need to. And even your, go sit over there, Ronnie. Go sit over there.
Looks like this, and you can't hardly hear her.
Can you guys hear me?
Barbara Marksberry, 23 Blue Quill. It used to be a procedure when everybody leaves, they check in with the office. Is that still correct?
Yes.
And they also are supposed to provide a caretaker for their house at that time? Or an lawn person for their house at
They
that time?
should, but I think we've gotten away from that, and maybe we could get back to that, because the office used to have a lot more information from us than they used to, as far as when you're here and when you're not, who's taking care of stuff. Okay. Is it? Okay. Well, like I said, you're supposed to do it, but whether you do it or not, that's kind of up to you. So, any other questions?